Welcome to my ultimate specialty dining guide on Sun Princess. From incredible steaks to classy Italian and amazing experiences you might not want to miss, I'm going to find out and show you whether the specialty dining restaurants are worth it. Let's do it. Good evening, guys. I've come to my first specialty restaurant here on Sun Princess. It is Crown Grill, a steak restaurant. As with the specialty restaurants, there is a $45 surcharge to sit in here. But already, looking at the menu, it looks pretty good. Let me show you what's on offer. We have, well, it's split into starters, soup and salads, steaks, as you'd expect from a steak restaurant, of course, chops, some other mains, and dessert. The menu looks pretty good. The restaurant looks pretty good. It's very, very pretty in here. Low light, darker light in here. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. My first foray into the specialty dining, which is the level above complimentary and casual. Let's see how it is. So I did ask the staff member what you can choose, and he was telling me you can kind of choose whatever you want and you'll be looked after. First thing that hits the table, I've placed my order, but I'll tell you what it is when it comes. But first thing that hits the table is bread. And to be honest, with my order, definitely too much food. Probably don't really need this bread, but I'll try it for you anyway, guys, because, I mean, in the other video, we did see that it's made fresh in the kitchens down below. Looks like there's a cheese brioche. Just look at the color. You can see how rich and buttery that brioche is, and then you've got the cheese on top. Let's try it. Warm, cheesy, rich brioche, as I said. Super delicious. I'm going to put it to the side because there is so much food coming, but the bread here is good. Good start. That was quick. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Right, the two of the starters have arrived. You've got the jumbo scallops with herb beurre blanc, wilted fennel and leeks, and a little bit of, well, it looks like salmon roe on the top. It looks absolutely stunning. And then you have the large lump crab cake with cognac mustard, asparagus, fennel and scallions. Again, so pretty. Look at the color on that crab cake. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, to be honest, guys, I am impressed with the plating. It looks absolutely stunning. You can see giant, and it is big, a big crab cake on the plate. Yes, I've already cut it open for the camera, but if you think they're going to scrimp on the crab meat on the inside, think again. Look how much crab meat is jam-packed into that and everything else in there, the herbs, the vegetables, and then the sauce swirled around the outside. It looks gorgeous. It smells amazing. I haven't tried it yet, but I think it looks good. Thank you. And the staff, as lovely as ever, checking in on me already to see how it is. So I'm going to take a big mouthful of that and see how it is. That is divine. The crab meat is so succulent. I mean, it's warm, it's a crab cake, of course, but the crab meat just melts in your mouth. It's so delicate, and it's paired with things which don't overpower it, because you can overpower crab pretty easily, and it's definitely not overpowered. It's gorgeous, and the crust, the golden crust on the outside, you crunch through it and then into that soft crab meat. And I tell you, we had crab in the, where did we have it? We had it in the Americana Diner, complimentary. And you really can taste the difference. Like, it was good, but you can taste the difference in the quality between the complimentary and the speciality. And you should, right? You should be able to, because you're paying for it. You can tell, you can taste the difference in that quality. It is so delicious, so delicious. I'm gonna have to have some more, of course. Wow, get some of that sauce on there. And what a dish that is. Let's bring in this one, the scallops. Looks insanely good as well. Just cut into those. Wow, look at that, how creamy white the inside of those scallops are. Let's get you in the light. You can just see how perfectly cooked they are. And that beurre blanc sauce and some of that salmon roe. Again, looks amazing. I mean, we eat with the eyes first, don't we? And this certainly plays into that. Let's try it. Perfectly cooked scallops, almost raw on the inside. That's just how you want them. but they're so sweet, they're so delicate. They're fishy. If the crab cake is more of comfort food, I would say, because for me, crab cake, or not crab cake, I wish crab cake was comfort food. Fish cake is comfort food from like childhood. This one is more sophisticated, it's more adult food, I would say. It's more fishy, it's more refined. But the richness of that beurre blanc, the sweetness and the delicateness of that scallop, and then the fishy pops, the bursts of flavour from that salmon roe, works pretty well. And then you have the crunch of the tuile. Wow. Yeah, another great dish. And they're called giant scallops. And let me show you, they are huge. I mean, well, for portion size, you can see my hand. They're not small. They've not scrimped on the scallops, and you can see nicely seared on the outside, golden. But it's very easy to overcook scallops. It's very easy to make them like little rubber bullets, but not a bit of it here. Very, very, very delicious. I'm gonna finish this one as well, guys. I mean, it's a steak restaurant, Crown Grill, and 2 starters, which are fish-based. But if the meat is as good as that seafood is, and meat is their speciality, then we're in for an absolute treat. And I guess what you want from this stuff, if you're paying the extra, if you're paying the surcharge, $45 surcharge, which isn't that much, to be honest. But if you are doing that, you want the quality to be there, and it's definitely there in those first 2 dishes. We have a soup coming next. Let's see how that one is. All right, next up, we have black and blue onion soup with Roquefort crust, which is blue cheese, strong blue cheese. I'm sure you already know that. Fresh thyme and Jack Daniels, blue from the blue cheese and black from the Jack Daniels. Look at the crust on that. Look at it. Wow, that is a lot of cheese. That looks insane. And the bread on top, but the onion soup beneath. Look how rich that looks. It smells, honestly, guys, if I could give you the smell of this stuff, I would love it. But yeah, sadly, it's just me. You'll have to come here yourself. All right, I'm just trying to get the light set up so you guys can see me. It's getting a little dark outside, even though I'm next to the spectacular view, and I love it. I love eating next to the view. It's one of my favorite things to do, or it's one of my favorite things about being on a cruise ship, eating with the view of the sea, sitting right next to it. I said it smells good. It smells insanely good, this onion soup. So let's try it and see if it's as good as what it smells like. Wow. Those onions, well, how can I do this without spilling it? Those onions have been cooked down so much. They're so sweet. There's so much flavor to them. And you know, if you cook down onions that much and that slowly, they go meaty and they have so much flavor. Another cracker, I would say. But to be honest, it's onion soup, and onions should be the star in the onion soup, and onions are the star in the onion soup. The wine, as I was saying, red wine, and the benefit of the Premier package is not only do you get your 15 drinks, same as the Plus package, but you get selection of a slightly better group of alcohol, maybe the more expensive cocktails or the more expensive wine. And this is the Pinot Noir. I've been drinking it all afternoon, so probably a bit too much to be making this video, but it's a great wine. I like wine, and this is definitely hitting the spot. Californian Pinot Noir. I think it's gonna go well with the steak, but for now. All right, main course has turned up. I have the ribeye steak off the bone, and he's so kindly giving me a little bit of lamb because I said that the lamb sounded interesting, or it sounded good, and I wanted it. It's come with the sides. You get a choice of sides. You've got the sauces, the béarnaise sauce I chose, the sauce for the lamb, fries on the side with herbs and garlic. I've got mushrooms and asparagus. And then you get your choice of salts. But he gave me all 3. We have the black salt, the Himalayan pink sea salt, and the smoked salt. Thank you. And the smoked salt looks amazing. I mean, come on, that steak looks insanely good. You can just see the color on the outside of it, the crust from the bar marks. I'm gonna tuck in. He told me I should eat the lamb whilst it is hot. And, well, I'm gonna use my fingers, excuse me, I know I shouldn't, but just look at that, it's like a lamb lollipop. Looks amazing, so I'm gonna cut into that. I don't know how it's cooked. He didn't ask me on this one how it's cooked, so they just kind of did it themselves. Nice and pink in the middle. Wow, that is perfectly cooked. You can see it's got a fatty cap on it. That's gonna taste so good. Oh my God. That lamb, I haven't had lamb for a long time, and that lamb is spectacular. But the flavor from that lamb, and then it's so tender, oh my God, so tender. But the fat, when you chew into the fat, it just releases all of that flavor, that lamb, meaty flavor. So good. He did say I should put this sauce on it, this rich sauce, this gravy, I guess. So we're gonna do that, put a little bit of that onto the chop, and then we'll try it with that. Wow. I'm so glad he gave me one of those. Didn't expect it. So with a little bit of that gravy, let's try it. Yeah, that red wine gravy just adds a richness. So good, and he's put a lot of pepper on it. I love it. Love the kick of pepper. But look, it's a lamb chop. You need to pick it up with your hand, like a little lollipop, and eat it like that. Wow. The inside is so succulent, so tender, but the outside is where it's been on that grill. It's so smoky, it's so flavorful. I know this is a steak restaurant, but I'd be tempted to order that. The steak actually has a lot to live up to. So will it live up to it? And you can see, they haven't really scrimped on the size of the steak. It's huge. Love the bar marks on top. Let's cut a cross-section through it and just see how it's cooked. I asked for medium because ribeye is a fatty steak. It's well marbled throughout the meat, and for me, I prefer medium rare, but when it comes to ribeye, you want that fat to render down and, you know, go into the meat, so you have to take it slightly more, just to give it a bit more time for it to do that. So let's see if they got it. Cut a slice through that, yes, perfect, perfectly cooked, as you would expect, nice and medium on the inside. Again, I'm going to try it without any of the sauces, just to get the quality of the meat, really. I love ribeye so much. It's my go-to. And yes, it may not be as tender as other cuts. It may not be as tender as filet mignon. But what you lose in tenderness, you gain in flavor because of that fat that runs through, and because you have to chew to get that flavor out. It's cooked absolutely perfectly. Again, that smoky flavor on the outside from the grill. I loved watching them cook it. Great steak, great quality, as you would expect. But let's try it with some of those sides and some of that sauce. I ordered béarnaise, so we have a nice, rich béarnaise sauce here. So get a little bit on that on the side, and then we'll try some of that salt. Actually, we'll go with the black salt. Looks super interesting. So let's give it a dip in that. Little bit of black salt, little bit of béarnaise, and then we'll try a few of the fries afterwards as well. Look at that. How good does that look? Yeah, béarnaise just adds a lot more flavor to it, even though it's so flavorful, really complements it well. And those salts are super interesting. The black one is great. I mean, it's well seasoned anyway, but the salts add to a next layer, and I just want to try that smoked one to see if it really is as smoky as what they say. Wow. Yes, as soon as I put that in my mouth filled with the smoky flavor, and I could smell it, came through into my nose. I love that you can customize your steak with different sauce, different sides, different salts. Really nice touch, I would say. If you're gonna have steak, you need to have good fries. They look awesome. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if you had bad fries, you could really let down the meal. But actually, they call them garlic and herb fries, and you can taste the garlic. I don't know what they put, whether it's garlic oil or garlic powder, but you can really taste it. If you can't tell, I'm a very happy boy. All right, guys, what's better than one dessert? Two desserts. We have creme brulee cheesecake and baked Alaska. Baked Alaska looks incredibly beautiful. Look at that. Hold on, let me get the lights. It's getting dark in here. Look how gorgeous that looks. You can see it's been, well, blowtorched, I guess, on the outside to give that almost tiger-esque look to it. And it comes with the cherry compote. Also, the creme brulee looks great too. And you got the toffee. Let's get the lighting right for you guys. You've got the toffee on there, a little bit of ice cream, strawberry. Looks fantastic. Can't wait to try them. I do have a bit of a sweet tooth. It's the reason why I look like this. But let's try this. Let's try this one first. Oh, it's got a honeycomb honeycomb crisp on top. Just get a spoon of that for you. Just look at the color of it. So yellow, so rich. That's delicious. Sweet, but not too sweet. I think after having the richness of the steak and all of the other food as well, it would be wrong to have a really sweet dessert. So to have something like cheesecake, which is well balanced, and this one is really well balanced, it doesn't leave you feeling sick afterwards. Dangerous. I'm going to finish it. And that is a problem. Baked Alaska. Let's see if I can give you a money shot of cutting into the baked Alaska and opening it up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that on the inside. Wow. A lot of meringue there. And then the ice cream on the inside, still set, cold, and a little bit of sponge on the bottom. Yeah, you've got strawberry ice cream, chocolate ice cream, the meringue, soft meringue, and then the toastiness from where it's been blowtorched on the outside. And then you have chocolate and cherry compote to go with it. Very good, very delicious. If I'm choosing between the two, I think the cheesecake's my favorite. The 10-tier chocolate cake also looked good. But if I see chocolate on the menu, I'm always choosing chocolate, so I thought I'd try something different. But yeah, I've had a fantastic time here in Crown Grill. Sometimes the hardest thing to get right is a good steak for a restaurant. Seems like such an easy thing, but so many get it wrong. Maybe not good quality steak, cooked badly, flavor not quite there. But Crown Grill, for specialty dining, gets it very, very right. And I've eaten here before, and I'm obviously eating here again. It's definitely one of my favorite places on Princess Cruises ships. And if you are on board, no matter for how long, you should definitely book yourself a place in Crown Grill, because I don't think you'll be disappointed. Definitely worth the money. Gets a tick, add it to your list. Book early because it's been full the entire night. So definitely make sure you get your reservation. Anyway, I'll see you guys at the next specialty dining restaurant. Catch you in a second. Next up on our tour of the specialty restaurants here on Sun Princess is Umai Teppanyaki, Japanese-style restaurant. As you can guess, it serves ramen, it serves hot pot, and it serves teppanyaki. And we're here for the teppanyaki tonight. It looks the part. Let's see if it tastes the part. Let's do it. Well, it certainly looks the part in here, as I said. Feels like I've been transported into Japan, which is pretty cool considering we're on a cruise ship. It's communal dining, whereas you sit around the teppanyaki grill and you can see it's essentially just a hot plate, and then you have a U-shaped table around it. So, again, a nice little experience. It's going to feel quite personalized for you, like the chef is cooking for you. Looking forward to this one. Let's check out the menu. You get a pretty extensive menu, and you have a few choices on it. You have your starters that you get to choose one of, and then you have your teppan, the grill. What's going to be cooked on this grill plate? This is the teppan. You get to choose two of your own, and then it's served with rice and stir-fried vegetables. And then, obviously, if you want to pimp up your dinner, you get to add a few extras with surcharge. I think we may add the Wagyu to ours. And then, of course, you get dessert and a choice of fruit sashimi, interesting, raw fruit, or mochi ice cream. All right, I'm not gonna give you a tasting of the edamame. You know what edamame are, but as you saw on the menu, before you even order or make your choices, the prelude drops. So you have miso soup and edamame beans, salted, and a little bit of chili salt, it seems like. Nice tasty snack to get you going.
Start with the egg. Anybody want to try? Let's try now. Oh, Japanese ping pong bola. It's a boy.
All right, guys, got to be honest. I had a little accident. This place is crazy. I wasn't expecting this. This place, the atmosphere in here is ridiculous. You've got singing over there. He's flipping eggs here. These guys are hungry. Look at this. entertainment. I thought I was just coming for food, but I'm coming for a show.
Yeah. Japanese egg slide. That's the chef. Huh?
Yeah.
See in your smile, I can see in your eyes. I like that.
All right, well, chef is getting going on the hot plate with the fried rice. The starter has appeared, and I've gone for the tonkotsu, or the tonkatsu, sorry, which is the breaded pork cutlet. But you can see how crispy that is, deep fried, and then that creamy white pork on the inside. Let's try it. I'm going to give it a little dip in the tonkatsu sauce.
Hey, this is called the Japanese machine gun.
Yeah, it's nice, super crispy, nicely cooked, juicy pork on the inside.
This is for my
And then that
dinner
sauce,
tonight.
little bit of acidity in that sauce, which cuts through that fatty pork. Good little starter. We just had the starter, and he's still cooking. He's just finishing the fried rice. And I just wanted to turn the noise cancellation off on the phone, because I cannot even begin to explain the atmosphere in this place. I have not seen anywhere like this. Well, maybe the last time I saw somewhere like this was when everyone's drunk in a pub or in a club or something. But it's a restaurant. The shouting, the screaming. Look at this. Everyone having a good time. Absolutely ridiculous. So unexpected. So unexpected. But I love that everyone's relaxed and having a good time. That's what it's about, right? We're here to have fun. And definitely the chefs are here for us to have fun. Right, the seafood is on, and even the seasoning of the seafood is theatrical. Look at that. Now, he's given us some of that fried rice, and you might think, with all of the theatre, it may not be the best, but look at this. Each grain is separate. It's light, it's fluffy, looks amazing, perfect colour, and you've got that, well, on the bottom of the grill, you can't quite see it now, but it just toasted on the bottom of the grill, and he mixed that through as well, some of that toasted rice. But it's all in the taste. He put a lot of butter and soy sauce in there, which you know is going to add so much flavour. Yeah. Like I said, it's not just all theatre. Tastes pretty good too. And we have the perfect view, whilst we're eating, of the seafood cooking. I'm enjoying this a lot, guys. Whatever he's been drinking tonight, I want a glass. Oh my God, look at those prawns. Firstly, the size of them, but he's covered it in lemon, he's covered it in garlic, he's covered it in butter, soy sauce, and look at the color on the grill. Insane. Thank you. Wow. They look unbelievable. We should try these prawns. As I say, insanely good. Looks so appetizing, and just watching him cook it, building the appetite and the anticipation of trying those prawns. Look at that. Look at the size of it, how big and how juicy that is. To be honest, I'm going to try it first without any of the dipping sauces, because we do have dipping sauces. I just want to try it in its natural state. The flavor of that prawn is unbelievable. Where that butter and that soy sauce is caramelized on the hot plate and just create, I mean, you can see the char on the outside. The flavor that gives, the like savory flavor in your mouth, I would say umami, but the savory flavor, you can see these little bits here, unbelievable. And it is cooked perfectly, it's juicy, it pops, it bursts with prawn flavor in your mouth. Amazing. I think he was waiting to give me my beer. You can never, always come with a beer. You can interrupt me. Thank you. Thank you. Can I have some ice? Thank you. All right, yes. Ice in my beer. I'll be banned from the UK if you see me with ice in my beer. But if you've been to Southeast Asia or Asia, you know ice and beer is the thing to do. And since we are in an Asian restaurant tonight, ice and beer is the way it's going. If you haven't tried it before, try it. Cheers, guys. So we started the salmon skin side down, so the skin goes crispy. Now he's flipped it, and you can see, I think he's going to cook that perfectly in the middle. And then the scallops are nearly ready too. Wow, what an experience. Right guys, next up, look, the scallops have hit the table. Again, you can see the caramelization on the top of those scallops. Unbelievable. You know they're cooked perfectly. They're just starting to open up a little bit from that hot plate. But again, just watching them cook on that hot plate, I Cannot wait to try them. So juicy, it just, as you squeeze it, the juices just come to the top. Perfectly cooked. Look how white and creamy it is on the outside, on the inside, sorry guys. Look how white and creamy it is on the inside, and on the outside, caramelized, golden, toasted. Little bit of a crust. Oh, it's good. I have to be honest, guys. We're early. We're still getting into the meal, but might be one of the best experiences I've had so far on Sun Princess. Who'd have thought? Problem is, guys, I'm not meant to be eating everything because I've ordered extra to show you, but it's too good not to eat. I finished all the prawns and all of the scallops, and now they've burst into song again. It's just going to get me copyrighted. Oh, man. Oh, man. You guys need to book this experience. I'm going to say that now, already, even though we're only halfway through. You need to book it. Salamat. Look at that salmon. As I say, cook skin side down to render out that skin, get it crispy. Hopefully cook perfectly in the middle, should we see? We just break it open. I mean, it breaks nicely. Oh yes, look at that, cooked perfectly in the middle. And then he's topped it with some of that fish roe and spring onions. Insane. If I'm honest, I thought he was going to halve them and give us half each, but he's given us the whole piece. That's a cracking value. Just flake a little bit of that salmon off and get some of that skin. Oh wow, that skin on the bottom. Look at that. Skin on the bottom, so crispy, so sticky, you can just see that. Wow. That is melt in the mouth salmon. You put it into your mouth and all those oils just come out and melt away in your mouth. It gives you such an incredible salmon flavor. It's really good quality salmon. And I say again, and I will say it again, with this theatre, you would think, oh, perhaps he's not going to cook it perfectly, but every single thing is coming out cooked absolutely perfectly. I mean, you can see the pinkness, the pink hue, just how I like it in the middle. Crispy skin, insanely good.
Our Wagyu.
Oh my. The Wagyu has hit the hot plate. We've got one of those coming. Look at that. And then you've got the chicken and the New York strip steak. But look at the marbling on that Wagyu. That's why you need to order the Wagyu. Fillet. Come on. If you've got the choice between fillet and Wagyu or strip steak, go where the fat is. This is the strip steak.
Your New York steak.
Wow.
Medium rare, right?
Perfect. Thank you. Wow. Look at that salmon, guys. Salmon. Too many beers. Look at that meat. You can see I asked it medium rare. Again, cooked absolutely perfectly. It's a nice fatty cut. Let's see how it is. Yes, that is delicious. I think this one, I'm going to go for a dip. I'm not sure what this sauce is, but I'm going to go for a dip in it. The fat on that New York strip adds so much flavour. Not the most tender cut, but as you chew, more and more flavour. Wow. And if New York strip wasn't enough, we've got Wagyu coming as well. I wanted to show you guys the difference. Meat lovers heaven here. So it'll be interesting. It will be interesting. Can't get my words out now. It'll be interesting to see the difference between the New York strip and the Wagyu. There was a lot more marbling on the Wagyu. You can see it glistening with that fat. Let's try it. All right, guys. The New York strip is good. It's flavorful. It's tasty. The Wagyu, totally different texture, totally different flavor. It just melts in your mouth. Like, it melts in your mouth. It just cuts through like butter. It's a $15 surcharge, but it's worth it. That is insanely good. And with that butter and that soy glaze, wow. Dessert. Ignore the mess that I've made, but dessert has turned up. It's mochi, which is like a glutinous rice ball, and on the inside will be ice cream. So let's just give it a little cut into that. I'm glad it's small, to be honest. I'm absolutely stuffed. You will not leave this place hungry, that's for sure. You can see how glutinous and sticky that is. Wow. And on the inside, you can see that ice cream. I don't know what flavor it is. So that would be a surprise for us. Let's try it. It's chocolate. We could have guessed that from the colour. Nice and rich, nice and gooey, nice and sticky. If you haven't had mochi before, it is like gooey glutinous rice. And then rich dark chocolate ice cream on the inside. Delicious. A great little way to end the meal. A great meal, guys. I've had so much fun. Staff are lovely. Chef is lovely. Food's fantastic. Like I say, one of my favourite specialty meals I've had so far on the ship. And I'm not just saying that. It's been great. Tonight, I have come to Makoto Ocean, the sushi restaurant on board. Specialty restaurant again, of course. We're in a specialty video. And I'm looking forward to this one, I must admit. I have come for dinner, early dinner, to avoid the crowd and avoid the activities in the piazza because it is located right next to the piazza. The menu is omakase, so it's set out for you. There's 8 courses of the... Sorry. Oh, you want to be in the video? Look at this. Everyone wants to be in the video, apart from me. As ever in a specialty restaurant, there's a $45 cover charge, but if I haven't mentioned it before, if you're on the Premier package, you do get 2 of those included in that package. You can sit in 2 places. You can sit in the restaurant area itself as a table, or you can sit by the bar. And let me just show you, you can see how fresh this fish is on ice. Of course, you've got salmon, you've got a whitefish there, you've got the unagi, the eel, you have the sweet prawns, look at them, and crab. And I came here a little bit early, and I saw them slicing it up, slicing the tuna up. Let me tell you, quality looks awesome. I'm gonna sit over here in front of the ocean view, but also because of the light. Otherwise, I would probably sit at the bar and then you can essentially watch them making it for you. As I say, we don't really need the menu because there's only one choice. So let's get going.
We are waiting for
Hot towel.
ships to clear the
The sommelier is bringing a new cocktail that they've just tried. So I guess that's what we're starting with. I can't get over this seat. Look at that.
Edamame. Edamame is a young soybean when baked with sea salt. And of course, the traditional miso soup. Miso soup is a fermented soybean paste with seaweed, onions, and tofuitsa.
Thank you.
Please enjoy.
Look at that.
On the picture.
How does it smell? It smells rich, smells good. All right, miso soup has hit the table with the seaweed in there, spring onions in there, little cubes of tofu, and then we have the edamame as well, the soybeans. So, I guess we should try it. This is just essentially the appetizer, the first course that's come out. Oh, yeah, hot, warming miso soup. I love the flavor of miso soup. And it's nice. Sometimes you can get miso soup which is a bit watery, but this one is strong, it's rich, it's powerful, and then the flavor of the seaweed in there too. Oh, wow, look at this, cocktail time. What is this?
This is the Kodai no Hana. It's a coconut sake haku vodka with a little bit of yuzu kind of brighten up the palate.
Wow, and this is a new one you said?
That is brand new.
Developed by you?
We just developed it.
Look
as a
at that.
team. We are all a team.
No pressure to like it now,
No.
right? Yeah.
But we're all gonna stare.
Yeah, exactly.
Enjoy.
Thank you. I know we were eating the miso, and the miso, as I was saying, is delicious. When you get a good miso soup, it's so Moorish, but just look at that cocktail. Creamy, creamy white coconut. What did we say? Vodka, Japanese vodka, coconut and sake. Looks amazing, and a delicate little flower on top. Oh, yes, that is good. Wow, that might be, I should tell him this because that might be one of the best cocktails I've had on board. And the cocktails on board are good, but that one is amazing. Edamame, nice bit of sea salt on top as well. Don't want that much salt though, so it's just, They're warm. Obviously don't eat the outside bit, you can just pop them out in your mouth. Yeah, tasty little snack just to get the palate going. I love edamame and the miso soup too. Great little start to the meal.
Bonsoir.
Bonne nuit.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Enjoying the sun, princess?
Of course, always, and looking forward to the sushi tonight.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Omakase.
And I can tell you the best sushi in the world. My coach is there. Only at Princess.
Only at Princess. I can see everyone's very proud of it.
The next one's gonna be ama ebi in Japanese.
Wow.
Ama ebi means sweet shrimp.
Looks
it comes with a
amazing.
Japanese sauce with citrus.
Thank you.
Ponzu sauce with citrus.
Wow, guys, this one looks insane. I love the stone bowl or the stone plate, but just look at those prawns with a shrimp on the inside. It looks like there's sesame seeds, spring onions, or chives actually, because they're even smaller, some lemon peel, there's probably yuzu in there, ponzu and kombu oil. Time to deploy the chopsticks, I think. I'm gonna take one of them. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of those shrimp. And they've left the tails on, so essentially you can just strip it off. Look at that. Oh, it's dripping a little bit. Look at that, just like translucently cooked. Well, not cooked, they are raw. Wow. That is a delight. The prawn, I mean, they're called sweet shrimp for a reason. They are sweet, sweet of the sea. But then the sesame, little pops of sesame and the sourness of that ponzu, the acidity, wow. They told me, or Carlos told me, you saw that the quality of the produce here is top. And right away, this is the first dish we've had, and you can taste it. These prawns are super fresh. I mean, if they weren't, you could taste it, but wow. Super, super fresh. Let's get another one, and we'll just run it around in that sauce to get as much as we can. Oh my God. Wow, polish them off. I mean, they could have given me like 2 or 3 of them and I'd be happy because I presume they're not cheap. But to have 7 or 8 shrimp in there of that quality, wow, if the rest of it is to that quality, it's going to be a great meal. He mentioned the drinks, and actually I like this because obviously if you're in a Japanese style restaurant, you do want to be on that theme. So you have the Japanese vodka, you have the Japanese gin, you have Japanese beers, Asahi and Sapporo, you have sake, and then whiskeys and cocktails as well, so kind of as you want. And then if you're on the plus package, you can get these, and if you're on the premier package, you get these. If not, you've got all of the prices there for it. Next course is here.
Our next course is gonna be the platter A. Platter A is composed of salmon with sesame seed.
Yep.
And also tuna belly.
Wow.
It's what we call nigiri.
Perfect.
Okay, enjoy.
Thank you. Another absolute cracking looking dish. Love the plate, the glass plate. So you've got 2 nigiri, which are the salmon here, and then the tuna belly. You can see by the color, the fattiness of that tuna belly. And again, the quality is just glistening, glistening. And if it can't get any better, we're leaving port now. So as Marseille is just, or the port of Marseille is just drifting past us, we get to have this amazing dinner with an amazing view. Doesn't get much better than this, does it? All right, let's get set up. So, I want a little bit of soy sauce in my tray. Get that in. And it's chopstick time, of course. I'm gonna start with the salmon because, well, we've all eaten salmon before. So I'm gonna take one of those nigiri. Perfect, look at that. Dip it in that soy sauce. With sushi, I love salmon, fatty salmon belly, where you can see the white ribbons of fat running through it, because when it hits your tongue, when it hits your palate of your mouth, it just melts and it disappears and it releases so much flavor. Really good quality. I mean, I'm probably going to be saying that a lot, guys, how good quality it is, the freshness of it. But I've eaten 2 of those salmon because I'm saving the tuna belly for last, because it's not often I eat tuna belly. Let's try that tuna belly. Here we go. It's so soft, it's so tender. It just melts in your mouth like butter, basically. It's such a delicate flavor, but it's such a rich and powerful flavor, if you see what I mean. It's like half of one and half of the other. I could eat a lot of that tuna belly. Sadly, there's only 2 pieces, but wow. Already, guys, for the specialty restaurant, I'm saying this one is worth it. Oh, we're gonna catch the sun now in my eyes, but he came over and said, how was it? I said, it's great. I'm already looking at the a la carte to see if I can add more tuna belly. He said, there's a lot of food. Wait, if you want more at the end, you can have more at the end. But wow. And you know it's good quality because the flavor just sits in your mouth. It just stays in your mouth and it lasts and it lasts and it lasts and it's still there. Next course is coming. We have Looks like we're gonna have the toro hand. Okay, we have more tuna belly with the toro hand roll coming up. That's good news. Okay, hand roll, toro. So you've got the nori sheet, the rice.
the nigi, for also scallion,
Yep.
and the toro.
Wow, 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 wow. Look at that. Wow. What's your name, by the way?
Vivek.
Vivek. And you're from India?
India.
Whereabouts? Where in India?
From Kolkata.
Ah, nice. Good food there too.
Yeah.
And then wrapping it up in the hand roll, perfect. Look at that. Thank you. Wow, tuna hand roll. Did you see how much tuna went into that belly, the toro? Look at it, it's absolutely packed. No scrimping on tuna here. And now I finished my cocktail. I've got myself a nice asahi. Let's try it. Right, sake.
All right.
We need a pairing to go with this toro tuna, this tuna belly.
This is the proper pairing. This is from Niigata.
Okay.
It's a brewery that started in the early 1900s, father and son team. One of the most awarded sake breweries in Japan. It's a Ginjo Genshu from Takeda Shuzo.
Wow.
And this loves tuna. Let's be.
You're not having one? You gotta join me for one, come on.
I have to, especially since I brought it
Yeah,
from so far.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do this together.
All right, proper.
Oh, yeah, look at the portion difference.
I know, well.
Well,
Guess.
kampai, is that what we say?
To you. Yes, cheers.
Oh. You know what, guys? I'm not the biggest fan of strongest. Would it be? It's more of a wine than a spirit, isn't it?
Indeed, yes.
But the percentage would be.
This is actually 18.
Okay, so it is
doesn't
stronger
drink
than
like it,
exactly.
yeah, it's expansive.
It's so smooth. There's no burn. There's no back of the throat feeling. It's delicious.
All in
Go on, you
balance.
tell me what we can taste.
All in balance. No, certainly. There's this richness, power in the mid palate, a little
Yeah.
bit of fruit, but
It's really
resolved
rich, isn't
with
it?
acidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so lively on its feet. So the toro, all that fattiness of the tuna, kind of
just gonna cut
balances
through it, yeah.
cuts right through it. So
Wow.
Should be quite tasty. Please
Cheers.
enjoy.
Thank you.
Cheers.
I mean it, guys. That sake is awesome. Awesome. He was telling me it's a 3-time award winner, and that's or 3 awards at the show, and that's quite rare. I'm not just saying it. I'm not just saying it for all of this food. I have license to say what I really think, and what I really think is it's blimmin' awesome. Anyway, hand roll. You can see. You can see. I showed you, but you could see how much is stuffed into there. I'm gonna just a little bit into the soy sauce and then into the mouth, and then we'll wash it down with that sake and see how it pairs. My word, that is good. Then we'll just wash it down with a little bit of that sake. Oh yes, he's right. The tuna belly is fatty. The oil just coats your mouth, or the fat coats your mouth, and then that sake just washes straight through it. So good, such a good pairing. The only thing I'm gonna say for myself is, it was meant to be a no drinking day, and already I've had sake, beer, and a cocktail, and he's bringing another cocktail. On a cruise, I don't think a non-drinking day exists, but mixing it all like this is not gonna go well for me. Let's hope I can maintain it for the rest of this segment. Thank you. Next up, what do we have? Thank you. Which one is this? And what fish is this? And it's white. I didn't, okay.
That's why they call it yellowtail.
Yeah. Okay, we have yellowtail and we have tuna, nigiri. Another 4 pieces to devour. Let's try these. And actually the copyright pop music has stopped and I can hear live music on the other side, but I've got noise cancellation on, maybe you can't. But now it's a nice atmosphere with that, so I'm quite enjoying being out here with the ocean in front of me and eating this, wow, wonderful dinner. As you can see, I'm enjoying it. I'm not lying about that. So, yellowtail first. Delicious. And normally the yellowtail is amberjack. I didn't realize, actually. I thought it was a whitefish, but it is still one of the tuna family, even though it is white. And then you have the other tuna nigiri, and you can see compared to the belly, it's a completely different color, more red, less fatty. So it's gonna have a more irony flavor, I would say. But still so rich. Honestly, guys, I cannot believe the quality of this fish. It's insane. I've eaten sushi in Japan, and that is like next level. You can't compare it to Japan, of course. But I've also eaten sushi in many different places in London. and around Europe. It's up there with the quality. The quality of the fish is up there. The freshness. They definitely don't scrimp on this. It's premium quality. And it's just blowing my mind of how good the quality of the fish is. Yeah. What else can I say? All right. Next up on the menu is crab hand roll. And Clara's gonna make it for me, straight from the Philippines. So what do I say? Kumusta?
Ay, okay lang. Kumusta?
Wow, crab,
Robin?
sesame seeds, and then wrapped up in that nigiri. Expertly done. Thank you. Wow, I can take it. We don't need a waiter, do we?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you. I'll do it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Next up, we have crab hand roll. They're a good laugh. Love it. All right, crab hand roll on another gorgeous plate. Look at that. Looks like a block of ice. And again, inside, how much crab is in there? Look at that. Absolutely jam-packed. Gonna dip it into that soy and then straight in the mouth. Wow, that crab. Now, one thing I can talk about is crab. Growing up on a small island, I have eaten a lot of crab. Not when my dad cooks it though, it's normally overcooked and not that nice, but who like that. But the sweetness of that crab, the freshness of that crab again, this rivals the tuna belly, because I love crab. Come on, if you get good fresh crab, picked nicely, you can't beat it. And wow, it's up there. It's up there. Right guys, we got more sake coming because this fish, this tuna, this everything is so good. I've ordered more. And of course, wow, different color.
This is different color. This is the Naruto Tai. It's a namagenshu. It's called the Drunken Snapper.
Okay.
From Tateyama, South Island of Japan.
Okay.
A little richer, rounder, nuttier.
Yeah.
It's like having a wine like Madeira.
Of course.
Versus Vino Verde.
Okay.
So you have a completely different outcome.
Okay.
Layering, muscular to go with the richer fish.
Wow. Wow. You're not having some?
Later.
Yeah. He can't get drunk on the job, but me, on the other hand. I said it was so good I ordered more. I have the salmon roe and the other plate that we had already of the tuna belly and the salmon, because why not? We're on holiday, of course. We're going to enjoy ourselves. So I will try the salmon roe for you because we haven't tried it. So, well, look at that. Look at that. Little pearls of salmon roe, and then we've got the sake that he's given me as well to try as well. Let's go. What I love about that is because it's roe, you get little bursts as you chew into it. It bursts with flavor in your mouth. Wow. Not too like fishy, if you know what I mean, like fishy flavor, but just a nice, smooth, delicious, rich, salty, briny. Oh, wow. And the sake, let's try it. It looks very different, as I said. It's much more golden. Oh yeah. Much sweeter. Wow. He's right. It has that raisiny flavor of Madeira. I'm from Madeira, which is why he referenced it. But it is. The other one was fresh, it was light. This one is raisiny, it's rich, it's dark. Goes really well again, cuts straight through it. Yeah, guys, this is the experience to do. I mean, do all of them so far. All of them have been great, the specialty restaurants, but this one is my number one so far. We haven't had dessert yet, but yeah, number one so far. And the staff are amazing. The staff are so much fun, and yeah, I'm loving it, loving it. All right, now we have the entertainment in the plaza. This is the bit I'm not the biggest fan of. However, dessert has hit the table, and it's a mochi with honeycomb and caramel. So glutinous rice, like in the teppanyaki place, glutinous rice, pounded on the outside so it's like sticky and gooey, and on the inside, ice cream. There we go. Oh, wow. Oh. The other one was good, chocolate, dark chocolate, but caramel and honey, you can't beat that. Wow. Nice light end to the meal. A meal which, as I said, it's probably my favorite I've had on ship so far. Absolutely delicious. Recommend it highly. Get your booking in here. You're not going to regret it. All right, guys, I was going to eat in the main dining room tonight, the complimentary main dining room, but since we're in Italy, like with the gelato, I thought where better to come than the specialty restaurant Sabatini's, which is Italian, as you would have guessed. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna have tonight. Let's do it. Actually, before I sit down, let me just show you this place because it is gorgeous. You can see, nice, very nicely themed dining room with this gorgeous, gorgeous centerpiece. I wouldn't even know how to describe it. It looks like it's coming out of the ceiling and up above. Very, very beautiful. And I love the colors. You can see pictures of Tuscan rolling hills in the background, and then the table setup is also gorgeous. But I would love to sit out here. The atmosphere is nice here, everyone enjoying their dinner, but I need to film. So we're gonna be on the side, which is fine. Not where I would sit if I was not filming, but got my table. Let's check the menu out. All right, guys, the menu. Let's take a look. Straight into the wine list. Maybe we'll come back to that. Oh, nice. It is set out exactly how you would expect an Italian menu to be set out. Cover charge of $45. Should say that, because it is a specialty restaurant. You get to choose, it looks like, multiple courses. So you have soup and salad. You get to choose one of them. You get to choose antipasti course. And then the primi piatti, which is all of the pasta, maybe risotto in there too, you get to choose that. And then the secondi piatti, which is your main course. And then of course, there's gonna be the dessert to choose. So there's a lot of food. I've got to be honest, guys. I ate in Sabatini's on Sky Princess, and it was okay. I will give it that much. It wasn't bad, it was just okay. For a specialty restaurant, I thought it was going to be better. So I'm hoping it was just a bad night, and this is going to be much better. Oh, yes, extra virgin Italian olive oil. And not only that, some balsamic as well. Straight from Modena. Thank you very much. Thank you. And if you're wondering what that's to go with, it's the bread. So we've got white bread, we've got focaccia, and we have another roll that I've forgotten. Plus, you have the little taster that comes out. You have the polenta fries with the spicy tomato sauce. Looks pretty good. I mean, so good. I'm going to take one straight away and dip it in that tomato sauce. Oh, wow. You can see how golden and crispy that is on the outside. Let's try. Cheesy polenta. What a crunch as well. Look at the thickness of that polenta on the outside. So crunchy, so crispy. And then with that, well, there's a good acidity in that tomato sauce. It's rich. There's basil in there as well. Okay, we should try the bread, even though I don't want to try too much of it because there's going to be so much food to come. A little bit of salt into the olive oil and the balsamic. I like doing that. Let's try the focaccia. We're in Italy, so let's try the focaccia. You can see nicely golden on top and soft and fluffy in the middle. Look at that. You can see the holes in it. Again, I'll say again, made on board. All of this bread is made on board. We're just going to dip it into that balsamic and into that Italian olive oil. It would be rude not to have balsamic vinegar and olive oil in an Italian restaurant, of course, with the bread. I love the bread on the ship. It's good quality, and that olive oil is fantastic. Actually, one thing I should say that I haven't said so far, all of the menus have been well thought out. You have gluten-free options marked with a symbol, you have vegetarian options marked with a symbol, and then of course you have seafood and meat. So depending on what you eat, you've kind of got those choices there for you, especially if you have allergies. First up is the Tuscan ribollita, the Tuscan soup, filled with, well, as you can see, carrots, onion, celery, the cannellini beans in a rich tomato sauce. And then it looks like we have some bread croutons with some pesto on top, and then he put over the parmesan. This is one of those dishes, it's a really comforting dish. I've cooked it before. Oh, there's kale in it as well. How did I miss that? It's one of those dishes which, like home cooking comfort food. And it smells like that as soon as it landed on the table. You just get that feeling from the smell of it. So let's see what the taste is like. Yeah. Oh yes, it's rich, it's tomatoey. Those beans just make it go really creamy in your mouth. Very delicious. I really Really like this soup, especially on a cold day. And actually, since it wasn't so sunny today, it was a little cold. I mean, I had to wear a jumper. So this is one of those dishes you definitely want on a day like that. And it is rich. So then having that pesto on top, which is, there's a lot of lemon in it. If I just show you, you can see how green and vibrant that is, but it's green and vibrant in your mouth as well and just cuts through the richness of that tomato bean soup. So already I was daunted by the amount of food, but this is perfect. This is perfect size. It's clearly been refined. They've thought about it. It looks much nicer on this ship. I mean, it is a gorgeous location. And yeah, I said already, it's going better, and it certainly is. Delicious, delicious appetizer. By the way, cocktail, fantastic. Gone with the elderflower one, away from my usual pink cocktails, and delicious. Elderflower cordial, not too strong in alcohol, not a big spirit person, so it's absolutely perfect for me, and refreshing, delicious. Evening, guys, how you doing? Wow, guys, next up, beef carpaccio. How good does that look? You can see the thinly, thinly sliced beef, shaved parmesan on top, little bit of salad, the capers, some larger capers and some of the smaller capers, tomatoes, and then that mustard aioli looks absolutely amazing. Oh, right, I'm looking forward to this one. Let's see if it tastes as good as it looks. I love the color. You can see the quality of the beef just in the color. So I'm gonna get a little bit of everything on there. Some capers, some salad, some of that mustard aioli, a little bit of the lettuce and the parmesan, as well as the beef, of course. And let's look at it. Let's try. It's cut so thinly, it just disappears in your mouth. But all of it together, the saltiness from that parmesan, the creaminess from the aioli, a little bit of heat from the mustard, crunch from the lettuce, pop of saltiness, brininess from the capers. Delicious, delicious, delicious. It's a big meal. I think this is a good option because it's light. This isn't going to fill you up. The ribollito, okay, it's a little bit more hearty, but this one is light. And I think actually in a menu like this where there's so much, to have that balance between maybe a bit hearty, a bit lighter, something a bit hearty, and then getting into the meal so you're not, by the end of it. I enjoyed that one. Can you tell?
Parmesan cheese.
Yes, please. Wow, look at that, guys. 3 huge tortelloni with lobster, and of course, a little bit of parmesan. That's perfect, thank you.
Buon appetito, enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's cut into this. I just want to show you. Wow, look at that. You can see on the inside there's like a, wow, a filling of lobster. Look how delicate and dainty that is. You can see the quality of the pasta because of how thin it is. And then you've got that creamy lobster sauce with it. As I say, chunks of lobster as well. They don't hold back on the lobster. There's a good amount of lobster in there. That is delicious. Really, really big hit of lobster flavor actually. And in the sauce, they definitely use the shell of the lobster, but you don't get that much flavor from the lobster in the sauce without cooking down those shells and blending those shells up into the sauce. But the sauce is good. The sauce is delicious. The sauce is rich. The sauce is creamy. I love it. But those little pops of lobster meat, along with the filling of that pasta, and then the silky, silky, rich egg pasta. Yes, so good. I didn't ruin it with the parmesan. To be honest, I wouldn't, if you asked me again, I wouldn't have the parmesan. Doesn't make it any worse, but I prefer just the flavor of the seafood to shine through. Top quality dish. Yeah, really guys, top quality dish. And I wouldn't just be saying that because I came a little bit skeptical after eating here last time, and it must have just been an off night. It must have just been an off night because it was like 2 different restaurants, essentially. And this is, well, I'm a happy boy. Let's put it like that. The next course is here. This is the veal scallopini, so little slices of veal cooked delicately with mushroom sauce, and you can see it's been cooked perfectly. You can still see it's rare on the inside or medium on the inside. Underneath, you have spinach and potato. And okay, I like the presentation. It's exactly how it should be presented. And if you were in an Italian city or an Italian town, it would come like this. It smells incredible. That masala sauce that comes with it smells incredible. we're on to the main course, which is good because I'm filling up. So, veal, wow, it just cuts through. So soft, just pulls apart, let's say. Actually, let's just try the veal first before we try it with anything, see how that is. Yes, it's so tender, but at the same time, so flavorful. And that sauce, it's covered in the masala sauce, so I have to try it with that. That sauce, again, so powerful, so rich. Just a bit of a flavor hitting your face, but it doesn't overpower it. It works perfectly with that veal. And then the accompaniments as well, the mushrooms, the spinach, and then some more of that veal. I mean, they're big, bold flavors. They all work together. Wow. Another one, guys. What am I going to say about this place after coming as a skeptic? And it's converted me. All right, guys, one course to go. Dolci, dessert. Choose one. We have the canoncini, Italian cream horns of buttery puff pastry filled with chantilly cream, tiramisu, of course, ricotta cheesecake, marzipan tort, and a chocolate hazelnut tart. Which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments, and then I'll let you guys see what I choose. We have Sicilian marzipan cassata tort with liquor-drenched pound cake, sweet ricotta, and candied fruit. Doesn't look how I expected. It looks way prettier than I expected. And this, I couldn't decide between the two. So, chocolate hazelnut tart, crunchy hazelnut crust filled with Nutella and chocolate sauce. Looks incredible. And then you've got what looks like either chocolate ice cream or chocolate cream on top. And if you can't have two desserts, have three. I've got a dessert cocktail, I think. Thank you. Wow, that looks amazing. Can you remind me what's in it?
This one is a signature tiramisu.
Okay, and then it is Bailey's, chocolate, Kahlua, liquor 46, but no espresso in this one, right?
Without
okay,
espresso.
thank
you. Want to keep
I didn't want a good sleep. Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you so
Please
much.
enjoy.
Thank you. All right. Well, then before we get tucked into that, look at this. It's meant to have an espresso in there, but I won't sleep if I have espresso. So I asked them without espresso. Let's try it. Whoa. Wow. That is dessert in a glass. Wow. That's good. Pleased with that choice. On the Premier package, if you've got that, definitely get one of them when dessert comes. Wow. Anyway, this ricotta dessert. That is insanely good. Look at it. Look how it cuts. You've got that ricotta filling, so creamy. And it's got chocolate in there as well as the candied fruit. Wow. Oh, it's good, guys. If I only ordered that one, I'd be happy. That's for sure. Let's try this chocolate one, shall we? I mean, if there's chocolate on the menu, I'm always kind of ordering it because I love chocolate so much, but then I think I'm being a bit boring, always having the same thing. There's chocolate cream on top. You've got those chocolate shards. I mean, it's pretty as a picture. That's delicious. Hazelnut flavored chocolate Nutella. I don't think it is Nutella, but it is that hazelnut chocolate. And then the crunchy biscuit. It's very rich. It's very, I mean, I don't really get sickly sweet. And that's a problem for me because I don't have a filter that says, Joe, you're eating too much sugar, stop. But I can imagine if you did have that, this one would kind of trigger that into you. It's delicious if you have a sweet tooth, if you love chocolate like I do. This one is delicious, but to be honest, it's kind of like something you can get anywhere. Not anywhere, but you know what I mean. It's a chocolate tort. It's not unique. This one, on the other hand, this one is insanely good. And I haven't eaten anything like this anywhere else. That's the one I'm choosing. It's so good. And what better than to wash it down with your dessert cocktail? All right, guys, so those two desserts finished me off, but what a meal. Completely changed my view on Sabatini's. If you want a lovely evening Italian meal in a specialty restaurant here on board Sun Princess, definitely one of the options. Worth every penny, once again, at these specialty restaurants. Perfect end to my day in Italy, perfect end to my day on Sun Princess. I am at a restaurant called The Catch by Rudi. I cannot wait to have some good quality seafood. You cannot be sat on a cruise ship looking out to sea and not eat some seafood. So let's go inside, take a look, and sit down for some amazing seafood. So, if you're coming as a normal guest, you're going to get to sit in one of these gorgeous tables. You actually do have a sea view, so you can eat your seafood whilst having a sea view. The first thing that's landed on the table, we have not even ordered yet, is a complimentary drink. So it's never a bad way to start a meal when you get complimentary fizz with a slice of strawberry in. Can't complain at that, can we?
So what are you having?
In this one, you get 3 courses, so you choose one from each place, and there are a couple of things which have a surcharge. The lobster, as you can expect, has a surcharge, and then you can also get some oysters as well. All right, guys, Amu's Bouche has come out. Caponata. In there you have pepper, onion, garlic, pine nuts, aubergine, zucchini, tomato, and walnuts, if I'm missing anything else, but there's a pesto on the bottom. That comes alongside some whipped butter, which looks absolutely delicious. And of course, you need some bread to go with that, so we have a whole baguette to share. It's sharing, so obviously we're all going to be sharing on this table, but I must say, as Amu's Bouches go, it looks pretty damn good. So Scott here from the channel Scott Can Eat, follow him on Instagram if you're not following him. It's going to break the bread. He's got the honour. He's going to try and break the bread, let's say that. Scott can eat, but Scott cannot break bread. Let's. Thank you. All right, let's get stuck in. Need to get a little bit of that butter. Love the look of this butter. And some of that bread. The bread, oh yes, it's warm bread. Crispy baguette. We're on our way to France after all, so of course, have to get the baguette going. A little bit of that butter onto that bread. Oh yeah, look at that. Do you mind if I dip through? Have to ask, right? I'm on a sophisticated cruise. I'm just gonna go for it, guys. Get that dipped in. You can see that caponata. Nice paste. Bit of that pesto underneath as well.
That's hilarious.
You're gonna love it. The vegetables are cooked quite nicely. You can still taste the individual components, and then the freshness from the pesto comes through. But for me, it's sitting on a warm, crispy bread or crunchy bread. That's what makes it so good. But flavor-wise, I just realized the white bit on the dish is actually goat's cheese, and there's quite a nice flavor coming from that. Not too strong, not too powerful. I'm not the biggest fan of goat's cheese, but it definitely adds something to the dish. Can't stop eating it though. Next up, the starters. All right, guys, I've stepped away from the table so I can eat mine. They're all short, as I said, short content creators, Instagram and TikTok, and I'm the YouTuber, so I need to step away and, well, talk to you. I must say I'm a little bit disconcerted by the fact that the pianist in the foyer or the atrium is playing My Heart Will Go On, which is the Titanic song. Here I am eating on a cruise ship. But hey, it's a nice atmosphere, and actually I should say it is a very nice atmosphere, especially up here. There's a real buzz up here. As I said previously, this area does feel like traditional cruise ship, and you really do feel it when you're eating here as well. Anyway, the tower of seafood, I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't quite look how I expected it, must admit, but it looks good nevertheless. We have a lobster claw, tuna, and salmon in there as well, with salady things in there. So, well, I need to work out how to deconstruct it. Bear with me. Oh, okay. So the top comes off. It's like a pyramid. So we'll take it off. So on the top we have, wow, a little crab claw actually. Then we have the tuna, little cubes of tuna, and then the salmon as well. I guess we could get stuck in. It's a bit difficult to know where to start because actually, in reality, it did look a bit different to how I expected, but they all do look good. I think I'm going to start with the tuna, and inside is a little bit of lime, so I'm going to squeeze the lime juice over it. Nice bit of acidity. You know how I love acidity in my food, if I can pick the lime wedge up. So get a good squeeze of that in there. Give it a mix. Oh, it does look good. I love fresh raw tuna. And it looks like there's also a bit of radish and a bit of carrot in there, sliced incredibly finely. A little bit of a lettuce leaf and cucumber. Anyway, let's try it. Oh yeah, Asian flavors for sure, straight away on that tuna. Sesame oil, and then the freshness that comes from that tuna. That can only come from that tuna, should I say. Really super delicious. And a little bit of avocado in there, which gives this like creamy richness on the palate as well. Very, very good. All right, next up, I'm going for the salmon. And you can see that I'm leaving the crab claw for the end because I absolutely love crab. So yeah, forgive me for that. But lemon juice this time goes in on that salmon. Again, for the acidity, you've got to do that. And it's the same concept, I think, inside. It's like a little bit of cabbage, lettuce, cucumber, and then those cubes of salmon. Orange salmon. Very fresh, you can see.
How's everything, Sir Joseph?
So good.
Good?
Very good. The Asian flavors, I was like, wow, so good. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Yeah, very good, of course.
Enjoy.
And the service here is so good. Coming to check all the time to make sure you're happy, you've got everything you need, that the food is okay. But yeah, the salmon is not quite this power of Asian flavors in there. You can taste the salmon, very rich. I love that rich, fatty taste from salmon. And finally, last but not least on this starter, on this first course of this 3-course menu, is the crab. I've already added the lemon juice, and actually it looks like below there is a little bit of crab meat. Oh, as I nearly drop it out, a little bit of crab meat on a lettuce leaf and some seaweed. So I'm going to eat that first. Looks great, actually, like a crab pate. Wow, that's great. You can see what I've saved until last. The money shot. The best part on the entire plate, the crab claw itself. It's been cracked, I would say, into a little popsicle, a crab popsicle. Wow. That is the essence of the ocean. The sweetness from that crab, it's so fresh. Absolutely delicious. Guys, I had to come in the kitchen and just look at this. What's your name, sorry?
Vladimir.
Vladimir.
Vlad.
Nice. Where are you from?
Moldova.
Nice. Nice to meet you. We've got Vlad here who's putting together these seafood platters. This is for 4 people, right?
Yeah.
4 people, but oh my God, guys, look at that. And I thought I'd come and get a
Seafood bar.
shot of it before it hit the table. He's working on this one, so he's building.
Crab claw, lobster,
Yeah.
claw,
Langoustine,
clams,
oysters.
mussels, oysters,
Oh my God,
seaweed, lemon,
It
different
looks
kind of sauce.
insane.
Yeah.
So he's building it. He's building this mountain.
Langoustine, same heaven.
Yeah. He's building this mountain of fresh seafood, but this is what it looks like when it's finished.
Yeah, this is finished.
Oh man.
What they make like this.
Here's the chef. Fantastic food.
Has to be a celebration when the seafood arrives. Thank you, guys.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Well, we've already seen it, but oh my God. What do you reckon, guys?
Yeah, that's pretty average.
Average?
Yes, whatever.
As predicted, I can't get anywhere near it. It was a good decision to go and watch it in the kitchen, but oh my God. Just for the pricing, it's $30 surcharge per person, which, to be honest, for us it's $120, but to be honest, I think it is very, very good value. Right, so everyone gets tucked in. Look, obviously this is a sharer, right? think the first thing I really want to go for is the oyster. Yeah, I have not had an oyster in a long, long time. And of course, you can put all sorts of things on your oysters. There are some sauces underneath, but I think I'm just going to go for it as it is, natural, juice and all. Here we go. Wow. Fresh, salty, taste of the sea, like the crab earlier, but on another level. It's actually, as Beb said, it's a bit overwhelming. You don't really know what to pick. Longestine, nice meaty longestine, cut open, and just pick out that meat.
Thank you, babe.
Oh. This is heaven. All right, next up, prawn. In American style sauce for the prawn, which is horseradish and tomato ketchup. And dip that in. Oh man. If you have not had the American sauce and you've just had the British one, which is Mary Rose sauce, let me tell you, you are missing out. I've got to say, the entire platter is fantastic, but for me, my favorite thing on the entire platter and on the starter is this, the crab claw. Simple, unadulterated, nothing on it, just pure, sweet, fresh crab meat. Oh. What do you reckon? Do you think we enjoyed it? Scott, how was it? The main course has turned up, and first thing I'll say is apologies for the sound, but the entertainment has started and we are in the open area, so apologies, I didn't have to speak over the music. Anyway, the main course, oh my God, I did not expect. Yoo-hoo!
Enjoy, bon appetito.
Thank you. I did not expect so much food to turn up. We have the whole lobster, of course, that's what we ordered. But then we have fingerling potatoes, 2 types of cauliflower puree, bok choy, some greens, and some cheesy fries, cheesy truffle fries. Oh man, where am I going to put it all? Right, in the intermission, oh no intermission, they carry on. Anyway, on the main course, the lobster is a $30 surcharge. You have 2 types. You have this one, which is the split one, which is what I've gone for. It's oven grilled, and it comes with all of these sides, of course. Or you can have just a tail. It's a larger tail, but yeah, it's just a tail. The benefit of this one is you get the claws, and you have to break the claws open yourselves. Hence, why you have the tools to do it. They put the tools on the side, so you can crack into the shell, and I love doing that. I grew up on an island catching crabs and lobster, so I'm totally used to that. This is kind of like what I like to do and how I like to do it. So yes, I'm very much at home eating this meal. I guess we should get stuck in. Grilled lemon on top of the lobster. Yeah, it's so loud, I'm sorry guys, but it is what it is. And also like the lighting is imperfect, it's a bit hard to get the B-roll shots and make it look beautiful, but we're on a cruise ship, we're enjoying ourselves, we're enjoying the atmosphere. That's just how it goes. Anyway, I have to get straight into that lobster. Oh man. How juicy and moist and perfectly cooked, milky white tail meat of that lobster. Oh wow. With this one, you can get it oven baked or steamed. You should not get it steamed. You should get it oven baked because the flavor that comes through from that oven, the char, the roasted flavor on the shell goes into that meat and you get that umami, savory smash around your face. It's so good. Really, it's so good. And that was just it on its own. I haven't even dipped it in the clarified butter yet. Into that clarified butter, give it a good dip, get it absolutely covered in clarifying butter. Wow. That takes it to the next level. We had to have a little move because the music did get a little loud and the staff was so accommodating. They brought all of my stuff over for the annoying YouTuber. So, yeah, anyway, where were we? Just tried the lobster and I was having a little moment over the lobster. It is so good, especially dipped into that clarified butter. What I would like to try are those potatoes because those fingerling potatoes look very, very good. Crispy, if I can show you. crispy golden on the outside, and I hope soft and fluffy on the inside. Oh yeah. Potato. How can you go wrong? But guys, I've eaten at quite a few other places now on the ship, and if I'm choosing one of them to recommend to you, I think this has to be it. The staff, the service, the quality of the food, it is special. It is very special. The atmosphere, and don't get me wrong, the music really adds to that atmosphere, but the buzz of the area and the music in the background, it all adds to it being such a wonderful experience. And we're at sea. You can forget we're at sea. There's a storm outside. There's flashes of lightning. I can't even feel like I'm on the ship. It's not moving at all. It is like being on a floating 5-star hotel, really. It is luxurious. And I don't know. I never thought I'd like a cruise. And here I am, enjoying myself, having a great time, great food, great wine. Right, we should get onto the claw. I can't give all that talk about eating lobster and not have any of the claw. So we'll break it open and pull out some of the meat. And there's only one way to do it. You have to get your hands. Yes, you have the tools, but if you can use your hands, you have to. Look at that knuckle of meat. You just know it's going to be good. Dip it in the clarified butter and eat. Oh man. Tail meat is good, but for me, there's something special about the claw meat. And that's why, given the option to have the split lobster, I'm always going to choose that, because the claw meat, for me, is where it's at. All right, dessert has arrived. It's called Face to Face. It's a chocolate truffle dessert, as you can see. There are chocolate truffles on the plate. And yeah, can you guess why it's called Rudi's Face to Face, the chef's Face to Face? Because obviously, it looks like a face. Genius. Look, obviously, it is a little bit cheesy, but it's a bit of fun too. You have truffles, chocolate truffles on the plate, and this slice, it looks really nice, slice of chocolate mousse cake, it looks like, and that's what I'm going to dig into straight away. Get a nice spoon of that. You can just see the layers. You have the cake on the bottom, a chocolate mousse, and then, well, I'm not sure, a different type of chocolate mousse on top. It looks good. And it tastes good. Very chocolatey, but not too like sickly chocolatey actually. And then of course you've got the cream, the whipped cream, and strawberries on the outside of it. Strawberries and chocolate, classic combination. And then let's try one of those truffles. Love heart truffles, because you've loved this video so much, of course. I am a sucker for chocolate desserts, and well, I could just have a chocolate bar, to be honest, for dessert, and I'm happy, but very tasty. Nice quality chocolate. But that little mousse cake, delicious. All right, guys, it's my final night aboard Sun Princess and the final stop in this speciality tour, let's say, of the restaurants on Sun Princess. And I think, have a funny little feeling that I've saved the best until last. And you might recognize this guy if you have seen Chef's Table on Netflix. He's called Dario Cecchini, and he's partnered up with Princess Cruises, and he has this restaurant called the Butchers Block by Dario. He is a famous butcher. He's on Netflix, of course, and his speciality, as you can guess, is meat. And look at this. Obviously, it's not even cooked here. This is the selection of meat that we're gonna hopefully taste tonight, and already, visually, I can see the quality. Tell you what, guys, I am hungry, and I'm excited to try this one. So, I'm gonna bring you along on the journey. Let's do it. Right, as you arrive, the first thing that happens is a board is brought out to you with Chianti butter, which is actually pork lard, so it's lard, with, what is it, pepper in there as well?
Pepper, garlic, and
sea salt, pepper, garlic, and sea salt. Look at that. Look at that, just spread on top. Love. Fat is flavor, guys. Do not run away from fat. Let's try it. Oh man. The garlicky flavor of that. And it doesn't taste fatty, it just melts in your mouth and disappears. On that fresh bread, cannot beat it. The only thing that can make it better is a glass of Chianti wine, isn't it? And as it happens, there's one waiting for me. Thank you. Thank you. What a pairing. We're going to get sneaky behind the scenes. You can see them setting up. So, it is a multi-course. These are our chefs over here. It's a multi-course dinner. It's set. You don't get choices. It's going to take you on a journey through. I recommend you should watch the Netflix show before you come and eat here because you'll understand the concept a bit better. So that was my homework this afternoon. I watched the show. You can be on the video this time. Carlos,
Hello.
how are you doing?
You come for Dario?
Yes. Have you?
Today, if you come here, you come because you love meat. And,
Of course.
This is the right place. I mean, no comments. I'll
we'll
see you
see.
when I bring your wheelchair to take
Yeah,
you out.
please, thank you. Carlos, food and beverage manager, and wherever I am, he seems to pop up, always asking me how I'm doing, telling me how amazing the food is and what I'm going to do. Yeah, the staff are good, the staff are good. So, we are just waiting for everyone to turn up. I know this is like a lead-in, but as I say, guys, this isn't just to come in and sit down. You can see it's going to be served family style, and that will make sense if you watch the Netflix show. And yeah, I'm off to the side, to be honest, but what you would do is come here family style. So we're waiting for everyone to turn up, and then the concept will be explained to us, and then the courses will start to come. And we're going to be taken on a journey through the meat. Right, we're off.
Welcome to everyone. Thank you so much. We are here all together because we are a family-style restaurant. That's why we are here. Grazie.
All right, after the introduction, the steaks go onto the grill. And as ever, guys, I'm always asking the question, can I come round and see the kitchen? Yes, is the answer. Special access, how cool is this? Look at this. The steaks onto the grill. These are the tomahawk steaks, right?
It is. We have this broiler, which when you go over 600 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
By the way, here we do
600
inverted
Fahrenheit.
cooking,
What is that
so
in degrees, do you know?
600 Fahrenheit.
In degrees, Celsius?
It's 350.
Okay, so hot.
Yeah, 350, 400.
Can you see the fat on
Yes.
that? And we said when we were eating the appetizer of the lard, fat is flavor. You know
It is.
when that hits that heat and it's going to render and melt into that meat, it's going to be so tasty. Oh my God. So it's one tomahawk each, right?
It is.
Yeah,
If you like it. But you still have another
Yeah,
five
exactly.
more.
Yeah. There's a lot to come. So
Yes,
as tempting
very
as
well.
that is,
Now we're
perhaps
going
not.
to put our beautiful panzanese.
And what,
which
this is fillet? Like
It's a
a,
panzanese. It's a part of rum steak.
part of rump steak, panzanese.
And
That goes in there. Look at that.
It's our fillets in Tuscany as well. Yeah?
Okay, okay. I just can't get over this. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty,
Yeah,
guys.
it's starting to go.
Yeah, look at it. Can you see it sizzling away? The fat starting to sizzle away. Look at that. Caramelizing up already. You don't season on the grill. You cook it you cook it clean. No oil, no salt.
No salt, nothing.
And then you salt it afterwards with
You
this
have
very
on
special
the table
salt.
You have salt
Okay.
and oil.
Okay.
Special.
Got my lonely table for one. I'm not joining the family style because I would be in the way, wouldn't I? But that just means, oh my God, I get a bottle of wine for myself. I'm never going to complain at that. We've got crudité on the table, little raw vegetables. This is the salt that we were talking about. Look at that. Amazing. And I'm not sure what this is, but I presume they'll come and explain. I should have guessed, shouldn't I? It's the lard. All right, guys, first up is the beef tartare. And it's not just your standard beef tartare, is it? The quality is obviously high and there's different spices and herbs in there too. She told me that I should spread it on the bread like a pate and sprinkle a little bit of that salt. So that's what we're going to do. Well, at least that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to take a little bit of that. Oh, wow. Soft. Look at that. We'll get a big hunk of that on there. Look at that. I don't often choose beef tartare, but when in Italy, a traditional meal at a place like this, you would have tartare. Let's try it. And there's lemon zest and a wedge of lemon for lemon juice on there too. Let's try it. Listen, with beef tartare, you cannot hide from the quality of the beef. If the quality of the beef is not good, it's not tasting good. And the first thing you get is the quality of the beef. My God, it's meaty and it's fresh and it's juicy in your mouth. It's very uniform, it's cut finely, I like that. With that bread, it's great. With that salt, it's fantastic. But the lemon zest brings it alive. My God, get that lemon flavor coming through it. It's so good, guys. It's so good. Beef carpaccio, cooked this time, or seared. Wow. Thank you. Look at that, guys. Beef carpaccio. This time, we had it in Sabatini's where it was raw, but this time it's been seared. It's like a roast beef, and I saw him finishing it with olive oil, drizzling it over the top. Again, look at that. It's cooked, I would say medium rare, which is, for me, is perfect. That's exactly how I like it. Yo, I'm going to take a little more of that. The salt is going on everything. My issue in life is I eat too much salt, but this salt is insanely good. Let's try it. As a Brit, roast beef is something that I've had a lot, and I love roast beef. And it looks pretty good. Look at that. Thinly sliced, rare, medium rare roast beef, essentially. Wow. That's, again, delicious. Flavorful, thinly sliced, so it's very tender. I love the cracked black pepper on top. But I say again, that salt just elevates things to another level. I love it that they call it Chianti essence. But yeah, roast beef, pretty good. They were, well, when the dishes come out, they give you a number, and I wasn't quite sure what it meant. But then under your plate, and actually over by the kitchen, they have one of these signs where it says the number and then what it is. So the carpaccio di manzo, the seared carpaccio, and it shows you where it comes from on the cow, which is pretty cool. So you can see where we're eating tonight from all around the cow, and we are eating all around the cow because one of his philosophies as a butcher was whatever wasn't eaten by the customers at the butchers, he would, or his mother would take home and cook. And that's why we're eating all around the cow. Love that. All right, we're back in the kitchen, guys, because too much is happening, too much good stuff is happening. They're serving the beans up. Look at that. Sage leaves going on top from my man here, Teodoro, putting the sage leaves on the top. Look at that. Simple cannellini beans cooked in olive oil. But these steaks are coming off the grill. Wow. Look at that. And since we've left, they've really, wow, perfectly cooked. You've done this before. Look at the color. I can't even begin to tell you the smell, but you can just see the quality. You know it's got, wow, flames. You're not allowed charcoal, but you're allowed flames. All right, the tomahawk steaks are cooked, and they've come to the presentation area. As you can see, everyone's overlooking it. And chef here, Paolo, right? Yeah, chef here. My memory's bad. But I got it right.
Sometimes I forgot my name.
Yeah, me too. Especially after the Chianti. Chef.
Okay. Buonasera. As you can see, I am back. But this time, I bring you something, okay? So, beautiful Etrusco steak, nice and juicy. It's our beautiful tomahawk. No, otherwise we don't found the tomahawk, right?
Yes.
But very important things, remember to put a salt in your meat. Why? Because we cook everything without salt. Because of big pieces like that, when we put the salt, what's gonna happen? It will release all the juice, okay? So we don't want that. It's very important for us. You have a beautiful olive oil and salt there.
That's all he's allowed. There we go. No.
Special delivery of, wow, tomahawk steak. Come on then, give me the fattiest bits you've got. Look at the cook on that, it's absolutely perfect. And he's given me the bone, look at the size of it. Thank you so much. Not a big portion, obviously you can ask for more, but there's so much food coming, you want to kind of start as you go along. And the theatre comes from Dario himself. Again, if you watch the next Netflix series, you'll see the theatre, the honking of the horns, the craziness, the fun. This is about having fun. Restaurants can be a bit stale sometimes, they can be a bit stiff, but not in this place. You've got theatre of watching him cut it, watching him cut those mega tomahawk steaks, drizzling the olive oil, the shouting, the theatre of it, and of course, well, it would be nothing if it didn't taste good, so we should try it. I mean, this is ridiculous. Look at this. Look at the size of it. It's like a dinosaur.
There we go. Of course.
Oh, more fat. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Enjoy. Bon appetit.
It's like a dinosaur bone. Look at this. I'm not going to bite into that. That might be the thumbnail. Anyway, he did, and I will remind you, he did say, and he's reminded us a couple of times, they don't cook with salt. So the point is to salt it at the table. So we're going to give it a generous pinch of that Chianti salt, especially the fat as well. I'm going to get that all over the bone. Perfect cook on a piece that size. It's not easy to cook meat that size, I must admit, but the color of this, I mean, actually, come think of it, you don't get a choice of how it's cooked. It comes medium rare, and it comes as it should, right? So good. So good.
Don't forget the piece of salt.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a lean cut, but the flavor in that lean cut is crazy good and simple, simplicity. Same with the beans. We haven't tried the beans yet, but the point in this restaurant is Italian food is best when it is simple, and Dario's philosophy is simplicity. And wow. When the quality of the ingredients is good, when it's cooked well, with love, with care, you can't beat it. But we should try a fatty piece. There's a fatty piece of meat there, look at that. A taste on it. Yes, it's not cooked over the charcoal. In an ideal world, it would be cooked over charcoal and you'll get that wood flavor, that smoke flavor. But they've developed another way to do it, and they've developed another way to get the flavor into that. And with that salt, it's so good, guys. Come on. I want to try that, a really fatty piece, that cap on the outside. Yes. Listen, as long as you're not eating that fat every day, it's completely fine to try it. Treat yourself, because there is so much flavor in it. Especially when it's cooked like this and rendered down. It's delicious, and it just releases all of that flavor. When you chew into it, the juiciness, the fattiness, it coats the top of your palate. And if you want to wash it down with something, it's the Chianti. And let me tell you guys, the wine here is dangerously good. I'm already getting through the bottle, so cheers to you guys. And, well, it looks like there's someone hovering over here with another course coming already.
This is a beef belly.
The belly?
It's a beef belly, number 3 to your chart.
Okay.
Okay. It's like a Filipino old
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Chicharron.
Yeah. Chicharron?
Yeah.
Isn't that, that's pork, no?
Oh,
wow.
We make also beef.
With beef?
Chicharron, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. What's your
Charlemagne
name?
from the Philippines.
Charlemagne from the Philippines. Thank you so
French name
much.
with Filipino
I was going to
flag.
say, it doesn't sound very Filipino.
Yeah, but made in China.
Oh, great joke, great joke. As soon as you put that on my plate, the waft of the smell, wow, slow cooked, I guess. I mean, it looks like it's like falling off. Well, there's no bone, but you know what I mean. Oh no, there is bone. Look at that. Gelatinous, wobbly, fatty, beef belly. I mean, how often, I guess it's just beef ribs, but you don't often hear it called beef belly. Put you guys back down and we'll try that. We'll try that. Oh, I need to remember to salt, right? I'm not used to having to salt my own meat. This is novel. But trust me, it's worth it with that salt. All right, wow, that is fatty. But it just falls apart. It pulls apart. It's like, I'm gonna say it's like pulled pork, but oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. That is like, that's like it's been cooked. How long has the beef belly been cooked for?
12 hours.
Ah, 12 hours.
So all the fat
It's amazing.
is like juice, you know?
Oh my god, 12 hours at 90 degrees. It's like, it coats the top of it coats your entire mouth. Oh man, the juiciness, it's so tender, there's so much flavor in there. When you think of beef cuts, of course you think of the steaks, you think of the big steaks, and when you see that tomahawk, it's wow. But the ones that often take you by surprise are the I'm not gonna say secondary cuts, but you know what I mean, it's the cuts you wouldn't normally think of. Oh, I'm not gonna say I would choose that over the prime steaks, but flavor-wise, it's competing. It's almost beating it. It's insanely good. I'm going to keep saying this. This menu, this food, this quality of beef already is blowing my mind. We're on a cruise ship. We're not in Italy. We're not in the hills of Tuscany. We're not in a Michelin star restaurant. We're on a cruise ship. You have to remember that sometimes. And yeah, specialty restaurant, $49. Pay it. All right, guys. Next up, we have essentially the rump. Let's call it the rump. Ooh, salt again. I blame the Chianti, the second main steak, number 16 on our map. Again, cooked absolutely perfectly, and I just love watching him slice it and layering it up. I will say, before I put this piece of meat in my mouth, if you're a vegetarian or you're a vegan, you have options. They will have a separate menu for you. So if you're as a group and one of you is a vegetarian, you can still come here, and it does look good. You're not going to miss out, I don't think. Anyway, the meat. What's interesting is the choice of cuts. They're not all the same, of course. I mean, this rump is a lot less fatty. It's a lot more tender, though. So you don't have as much flavor there, but it just dissolves in your mouth. Not quite like the rib. The rib was insanely good. But it has its own qualities. It's, again, delicious. Flavor in a different way, and I like that. I like that it's different. I like that it's interesting. A lot of these things, a lot of these speciality things, a lot of these experiential things, they're about experience, not specifically the meal. I mean, the meal is fantastic, but they are about experience. They are about having fun. They are about trying something different, something new potentially, and just creating a memory, and that is what it's about. These things you pay extra for, it is about creating a memory, and this one's doing that. Jacket potato has hit the table. Oh, it's not even open, so we're gonna have to cut it open ourselves. Get that across in there. Oh, knock you guys over, jeez. It's the Chianti, blame the Chianti. It's too good. Get across in there. You've done this before, I bet. Push it open. I'm gonna sprinkle, wow, you can see it steaming. I'm gonna sprinkle with salt. Get a good pinch of salt in there. And then we're going to get some of that Chianti aroma, Chianti essence, whatever you would like to call it. A big chunk of that, a big spoon of that, a bigger spoon of that, not enough. I'm going to get that in there. And then here's the trick, guys. This is what you need to do. Wrap it back up and let that melt down. So when the next steak comes, it will be perfect. There you go. All right, we have the bistecca fiorentina, what Dario is famous for, the king of Italian steaks. Wow. Look at that, guys. One more piece, go on, why not? Oh, I've already got enough of that. Jeez, can't get rid of that bone now. Perfect, thank you. Wow, look at the color, look at the char on the outside. I'm gonna use my fingers, but look at that again. The golden caramel color on the outside where it's just charred on those flames. You can see the cap of fat. He was telling me the difference between a porterhouse and a bistecca fiorentina, which is famous in Tuscany, is that the bistecca fiorentina must come from a cow that is 9 months old. If it goes over 1 year old, then it becomes a porterhouse steak, and it's a bit more tough. This one should be more tender. But this is the one that Dario is famous for, and a little story, I'll give away the Netflix thing. When mad cow disease happened, the Fiorentina steak was banned, and because of mad cow disease, of course. And Dario did a PR stunt where he got a coffin and put the steak in there to, you know, it was the death of the steak. And then the last one in his butcher shop, he auctioned off in public. And it made a big media frenzy, and he became obviously very famous after that. And now here we are eating the bistecca fiorentina in his restaurant on Sun Princess. Let's see if it's any good. I'm gonna try that jacket potato. I mean, I'm not really here for the sides, to be honest. I'm here for the meat, but we should try it while still steaming. Remember, it's had the lard in there and it's had the salt in there. The sides are fantastic. The beans are great. The potato is great, but let's be honest, you want to keep as much room for the meat as possible. I mean, you can make your own jacket potato, you can make your own beans, but you're probably not going to get the quality of this steak just at home. There we go, perfectly cooked again, as I have said on every single one of these steaks. That's interesting because for me, it's like the middle ground between the two. It's got the tenderness of the second steak and it's got the flavor of the first. So I can see why this is the third steak that comes out. It's the king or the queen of the steaks. It's the perfect balance in between the two of them, but it's completely different in itself. And as I said, that's what I like about it. The quality is fantastic, the cooking is fantastic, the flavor that comes off it is fantastic. And the more you chew, the more flavor that is released. The hardest thing in this restaurant is pacing yourself and not filling up, because It keeps coming, and there's a lot there, so you do want to pace yourself, but my God. And I'm not just saying that. I have to keep saying that, because sometimes people say, oh, you're just saying that because you're there and you have to say it's good. Well, no, I don't have to say it's good. If it's good, I want to tell you it's good, because I want you to come and try it. And if it's not good, I don't want to ruin my reputation and tell you it's good when it's not. But genuinely, it's blowing my mind. And I say again, we're on a cruise ship, and we're having this quality of meat. All right, guys, I promised you to be an animal, and I will. Let's try the bone. Meat on the bone obviously tastes good. I mean, come on, it's a bit of a joke, but they've given it to me, so I'm going to have to try it. Oh, I feel like Fred Flintstone. I mean, the sides of it is mental. Look at that. But it's tasty. So good. Proper Fred Flintstone. Okay, we have dessert. Simple dessert again, theme running through the entire menu. It is olive oil cake. Look at that, look at the color of it. You can see the color from the olive oil. And there is a way to eat this, but first of all, we're gonna just try the cake as it is. You can see the crust on the top with the sugar. Look at that, amazing. Let's try it. Delicious. Super simple, but this is how the Italians like to eat it. The way to do it is dip it in a coffee, and I'm gonna regret this because I'm gonna be up all night, but anything for you guys. So the Italians love to dick. Oh, Chianti. Too much wine. The Italians love to dip their olive oil cake into their coffee and eat it. Oh yeah, and it's espresso, so it's strong, but my, what a combo. Wow, I'm gonna go for one more. And here comes the
Close the dinner in a proper
Italian grappa.
way. We have some grappa.
The grappa, the Italian spirit made from grapeseed, has turned up, and it's super strong, my God. Oh, it's like rocket fuel. Wow. But that's to finish the menu, well, to finish the meal and help with digestion. Guys, I've had too much wine. It's a 1.5 litre. I probably had a bottle of wine, and I took seasickness tablets. So apologies for the end of this video. But a few things to say. The cake is delicious, but the cake in the coffee makes it even better, delicious. The meal, the experience is fantastic. Probably one of my top things with the sushi. I really enjoyed the sushi. Sabatini's was good quality food, but as an experience, this is up there with the best. The quality of the meat is fantastic. The stuff are great. The story is great. Watch the Netflix first, as I say. But really, I mean, this is the last specialty restaurant I've eaten in, or I'm gonna eat in, and that's all of them. They're all fantastic. They're all worth it for their different reasons. If you don't want to do all of them, I mean, all of them is a lot, like I've done. But if you just want to pick a couple of them, you're not going to go wrong. Pick the one that calls to you, maybe try something different as well, maybe one that you want to do and then one which is new to you. I definitely recommend that. It's worth it. $49 really isn't that much to enhance your experience. If you're a foodie, if you love food, if you want a nice meal, if you want to treat yourself, I haven't had a bad meal. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.